What's up, YouTubers? Welcome to another episode of Sanchez Scrapper TV. I'm burning. My wife just gave me some tacos right now with a lot of hot sauce. That hit the spot. Well, today we're working on the Silverado 2500 again, which is my truck. And we normally started with the brakes. We had issues with the brakes because the brakes were squeaking. So the brakes were already done. So we changed the brakes. And here are the brake pads. Here's one. This one still had a little bit left. But this other one, look at it. It was already gone. So they eventually make a noise letting you know that the brakes are wearing down. And if you can see, that little piece right there will start hitting the rotor right there and making that squeaky noise. That's letting you know what? You need to change your brakes, because if they don't have that, you can go all the way down to the bare metal and never realize that you actually need brakes. You'll be amazed that people will wear them all the way down, and then next thing you know, guess what? You have to change new rotors, and that will be more expensive. The way I took them off was, this is 18 millimeter, 2 screws, one here and one at the bottom. Take them off, get the caliper, turn it, put it upside down, take the old brake clamp, old brake pads. Sorry about that. They come with new clips that go on the caliper, and you have to push the pistons back inside, where they sell a tool to push the piston back in, but I normally use the old-fashioned way, which I use a C-clamp, and clamp those puppies back in. You have to clamp them slowly. Make sure you don't put too much force on it until the whole piston goes back in. And I'm sorry, guys, I didn't make that video. I've been going through some hard times right now. My mind is not thinking right now. I lost a family member, and my mind is tripping right now. But next, we started with the tie rodend because it was actually have wobbliness on it, and I figured I would do it later. But then when I lifted up the truck, the whole truck started shaking. So I already took out the old one out. In some trucks or vehicles, it's a lot easier. Some is a lot harder. And look at this one. Let me see if I could move it around. Look, you see how it moves? That wobbliness? That's not good. And the new one, I can't even do that. You see? And I'm putting it forward. Look. See? I can't even move it. And this one, look. You see? It's no good. So if you don't change your tie rod ends, these are called outer tie rod ends. And the shaft, this one that's right here, is called the inner tie rod end. Sometimes the inner ones go out too, so you gotta change everything. But mine's right now, only the outer tie rod ends are bad. So they just slip in here, the nut and the pin, and that's it. Of course, you have to thread it into this one. When you take it off, you have to make sure this nut, you do not turn it too many times. If you turn it too many times, when you put your new inner tie rod in, it's going to go more in than it's supposed to. If you move that, once you move that the way it used to be, you're going to mess up your alignment. So then you're going to require to do a wheel alignment at your local shop tire shop or whatever mechanic shop that you go to do an alignment on it, because once you move that screw, that's where it tells you that's where it's supposed to stop. If you move it too much in or too much out, then you're gonna push the alignment in, or you're gonna push it out too much. So in this one, it stayed right there perfectly what it is. I might move it a little bit. I don't care, because I'm gonna eventually do the alignment on the truck, because I got new tires and new rims on the truck. So I'm gonna do the alignment on it. So I don't really care about it. But if you guys are just gonna change them, just be careful. You do not mess around too much with the screw. You have to loosen it. So when I put the new screw in, when I put the new tie rod in, it's gonna go as close as possible to that screw, and then I'm gonna turn it back to tighten up the tie rod in. That's the adjuster, and that's the same time the ones that holds so the alignment doesn't move around. Guys, let me continue, show you how to do it. And another thing we did was we changed the shocks on the Silverado. We put some Ranchers 5500s on it. Easy job to do. One screw in the top, which you have to do it through the hood, and then you got that big screw that goes sideways. Take them off, put it back new. It took me to do this truck, all four shocks took me about I'm gonna say about an hour and 30 minutes, because I didn't take off the tire. I actually worked a little bit more harder, but I was still able to put it inside and get that done. And I didn't make that video for you guys also. I'm sorry, But this video for the Tie Rodend, I'm gonna finish it up, and hopefully next time I'm in the mood of making a video for you guys, showing you how to change the brakes again, because eventually the brakes are gonna go out. Or maybe I'll do a video on another car changing the brakes. All right, man, we'll be back. So now the Tie Rodend is in. I haven't tightened up this screw yet. The screw it still needs a little bit tighten up. That's where I need to just tighten up from there. I'm gonna remove this nut from the top. Use the new ones. Don't use the old one. And then don't fall. And then another thing you have to remember is your grease nipple on the bottom. You have to put that on also. You see how it still turns? You gotta keep it there. That's where I'm gonna keep it at. Now I'm gonna move this whole thing. Straighten it out. Find the hole. Put it in the hole. As you can see there. Now I gotta put the nut. Now the nut is inside. And then I'm gonna tighten this up now, because now it's not gonna move anywhere. Now I gotta tighten this puppy up. And then when they do the alignment, they're gonna unloosen it so they could adjust it to where they want it to be. So that's tight. Now I gotta just tighten up this one. That's gonna be on this Silverado a 21. Oh no, sorry, not 21. I am so sorry. Oh yes, it is. Oh no, you know what? A 21 was for this one. Yeah, 21 was for the old one. Was it? Yeah. Okay, I'm sorry. It's a bigger one, so I'll use this for the new one. It's the same thing. And yes, you gotta tighten it up. Don't leave it loose. And make sure you put grease on the fitting after you finish up your job, because there's no grease inside. Okay. Now you're gonna put the pin in, and there's actually 2 pins. Whichever you want to use. I'm okay with this one, single one. Gonna find the hole. I found it. Put it right there. You see? Pick it up on one side. All the way. Like that. Bring that down. And that pin will secure that nut. It ain't going nowhere. You see? Nowhere. And then you're done with it. Now, like I said, if this tie rod end, if this nut was moved too much in, your alignment is gonna be off. And that's it. So like I said, remember, don't forget to put the grease on the bottom to grease up, because this is dry. There's no grease in it right now. And now all it is, I gotta change the other one on the other side and make an appointment. Where I go to is one of the best shops. I'm talking one of the best shops for alignment. Shout outs to Weber Alignment. They're not sponsoring this video, but I like to refer them because they're one of the best alignment shops that there is. So guys, make sure you always buy the best ones. Do not buy cheap tie rod ends. This piece of crap cost me about like $60 or $50, and this one right here cost me $100. So big difference. Should be a big difference. Sometimes people say, "Oh, it's the same." No, it's not the same. But like I said, if you want to change these tie rod ends constantly, then you buy cheap ones like that. You want to buy something good, you spend a little bit more money, and then after that, you get your alignment. All now what you got to do is put the wheel back on, and we're done, guys. I hope you liked the video. Share, comment. We'll be doing more videos. Guys, Merry Christmas. Happy New Year. 2022 is coming up. We'll be making new videos out there for you guys. And have a great holidays. Peace.